Hello guys, welcome to the 10th part of the SASS and Advanced CSS course. Today we are going to create the footer for our page. It will be the last graphical element to complete the whole page. Here you can see how the element will look like. We've got here these 4 links into our sub-pages of the entire page, and when we hover over them you can see the nice looking animation. These pseudo elements will start to grow when we hover over the link. So let's get started. We'll create a new element that will be called footer, and we'll have a class footer. And as you can see, it's outside the main content, and you can here specify a standard div, but a HTML5 tag footer will help in search engine optimization, and when Google displays this page, it is basically for that reason. In graphical in usage terms, it doesn't make any difference. And inside of this footer we'll have these 5 links. So let's create a span with class footer item, and we'll have 4 of them. The first one will be a company, the second one will be a shop, and as you can see with Emmet, I've got now here marked these other places where I will type some text, and when I fill the gap here, I just need to hit tab button and it directly jumps into the next section. So the third one will be contact, and the last one will be sponsors. We can save now this item and see what we've got. So here you can see the links that we have created. So let's now style them to make them look really good. And for this purpose we can create a new file that will be called footer SCSS, and let's import it inside our main.scss file. Add import footer, and now we can use it. So let's create our class footer, and inside of it we'll have the item, and that's for now. We can start styling the whole footer element. So the first property that we can set is the font size, and I will use 2 rems to make the font bigger. Set the color to color white transparent. When we hover over this element, this font will change to the color white, so it will create the nice effect that we have before implemented. We'll set this element to display as a flex to contain the whole available width, and set the justify content to center these 5 elements that we've got inside our footer. And also let's add here a background color, because we want to have the different color from the background of the body element, so we can divide these 2 sections, and it will be a color primary light. And let's also for this moment specify the border top. It will be the same border as our guitarist header, so it will be a 1 pixel solid color white transparent. And let's save this file and see what we've got. And as you can see, it starts to look like it should. We need to add a little bit more padding to this whole element, and also divide these spans inside here, make a little bit spacing between them. So let's get started with that. First thing that we can add to this element is the padding, and I will set it to 2 rem from top and the bottom, and 0 from left and the right. And now we can set from this element the styling to each of this span. So basically to divide them, to make the margin between each other. And how we can do this? We can do this using the not pseudo class, and it is a function, and here we'll apply it to the last, not to the last child. And inside of it will be a margin right set to free rem. So basically, each of these childs will have a margin right set to free rem, the first one, second, and the third, but not the last child. It's a little bit hard to understand, and when you make more examples with that, you'll see how it works. And we can save this now and see what we've got. And we've got our elements finished. Now let's just focus on the pseudo element that will underline these links. The first thing that we can do is to style our footer item class, and let's just add an after pseudo element, and inside of it, as always, we need to specify the content, because without it, it wouldn't be available, we wouldn't see it. We can display our element as a flex, and let's just give it a height of 0.3 rem and a width of 100%. Also, what we need to do is to set the background color to color white, and we can see what we've got. And as you can see, here we've got the underline created for our links. So now we can focus on the animation. Basically, what we need to do is to specify the position to absolute on the after pseudo element, and we need to set the position relative on the item. So the span, where we got that? Oh, here, the span will be positioned relative, and the pseudo element will be positioned in order to this element, to this item. So here we've got the position relative, and also for now we can set the cursor to pointer to make it look good when we hover over it. And now other properties that we need to specify is the left, and it will be set to 50%. So the element will start moved from the left 50% of the whole width. So basically it will start from the center. And also we can now jump into the animation. So here on a hover, we need to move the element to the left and also make it more visible, because here at the beginning we didn't want to see it, and here when we hover over it, so to the after, we need to set the width to 100% and set the left to 0, because we want to move it from the center to the left, and in the same time it will grow. So basically we've got here this nice looking effect, and let's just add a transition to see it, all 0.4 seconds, and we can save this and see what we've got. So now here is our animation. It starts from the center of the element because we move it 50% from the left, and gains the width from 0 to 100%. So basically it creates this nice looking effect. And we already got it, but some things are missing. So here we are missing this nice move of this element, this nice looking effect that you have seen on the final version. It is created with the transform property, and we want to move this element with translate y a little bit to the top, so minus 0.3 rem, so 3 pixels to the top when we hover over it. And also we want to change the color to color white from color white transparent, so it will point with this color to make it look more white. So color white here, and now let's save this. Oh, as you can see, we are missing the transition of this element, so let's quickly add it here. It should be it should be all 0.2 seconds, and now we've got our elements working. It creates this nice looking effect. I really like it. So basically we've got the whole page created, but it is not the end. What we are missing, you can see right now. Our page isn't responsive. The elements are aligning each other. When we make them smaller, it doesn't look really good exactly here in these cards. So this we want to implement in the next video. So thanks for watching and see you in the next part of this course.